Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play Vaporum Lockdown. Still trying to figure out how I want to begin the video, which is why it's been so different the past 3 times. I generally like having a little bit of an intro so I can check really quick to make sure I am recording, I'm not muted, and things look good. And also because I don't have an introduction to my own channel of any sort, showing off who I am or what I do. So I use the kind of main menu music for a few seconds or something of the sort. I'll eventually figure out what I like doing. I think I liked how I did this one. When we left off, we had begun exploring the construction bay. We've turned on some of the power to various doors within the region. We found a key to get us into this area now, and we have been fighting various enemies: rats, insects, and bots. I'm expecting to fight some larger, more dangerous things very, very soon out here. We've also reached level 3, and we are over halfway to the next level, level 4. I'm hoping we can do that without requiring me to dip into my repair kit amount. So far as well, we haven't actually had to heal using a repair kit, but we're very close now to needing to do so. Let's hope we can get through it. Although, we do have an interesting thing to balance, because the more that we are damaged, the more damage we do to the enemy. So this is kind of behooves us to walk around with a little bit of life lost. Alright, and let's keep exploring. It was a gigantic mistake what you just did running all the way back, because I don't know if this thing has some sort of range attack. I'm tempted to let it hit me once. Okay, if it had a range attack, it did not use it against us. We have a feral rat in our notes. At the end of the last episode, I did not read about any of the living creatures. I'm not going to read about them now either. At the end of this video, we'll go ahead and read about the rats and insects we've been discovering so far down here. I am curious about what the feral rat does if it hits us. Sounds like it'll put some sort of disease on us. We still need power on to this part of the lab. Oh, sorry, of the construction bay. Suspicious door. I haven't seen a completely metal door like this yet. But I don't see any buttons or switches. I have not looked for any secrets off screen when I started this episode, everyone, so... That sounded like a gunner. Or a rat. It's a gunner. That sounds like actually blades coming out of the ground, from what I can tell. I could use our gadgets to make this a little faster. But on the off chance we get another enemy adding on into the battle, I don't want to do that sort of thing. This is suspicious enough that I'm willing to destroy this and search for some sort of secret here. I don't see an obvious way to get across that pit other than the doorway. That's right, and that doesn't mean it's across it, that just lets us get into the room that pit is protecting. I don't see anything on that wall, though. Nor on that one. It just occurs to me that if you guys see something, by the time this gets uploaded, it'll be way too late to let me know. The only bad thing about not streaming a game like this, I can't have you guys help me in real time. Alright, I don't see a way to get across that pit quite yet. Let's see where, yep, okay, where the spikes are. There are indeed spikes. I don't remember seeing spikes in the first Vaporum. Not like this, at least. We saw plenty in the Legend of Grimrock 2. And it feels like there should be a secret somewhere in this room or this area. It absolutely feels that way to me. We've gone along a bit now without finding one. They give me some room to maneuver around in. I can't push this. Alright, so we have no choice but to enter this room of bladed death. I see the switch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, we have just enough time to go up there and flip that switch. But I'll have to do it while facing this direction. Oh! Okay, we can't move on to the spikes either. Oh my goodness, it just switched the way the spikes come out of the ground. Okay. It doesn't matter if we see an enemy over here, we have to face tank it because I'm not running back over those spikes again. There could be a secret on one of these other walls, but I'm going to hope there isn't. Supreme Bureau, the perfect machine. Again, it's more propaganda that we're reading about. Oh, hello, Pit. Almost walked into you. Liam is crazy. A new note. Frost effect. Hello. This is new. I am going to read about this. When gripped by intense cold, the target takes a small amount of damage over time, and all their cooldowns and movement frequency are significantly slowed. Cryo Mine Layer. Place the cryo mine in front of you for a limited time. When touched by an enemy, the mine explodes, dealing elemental damage, and applies the frost effect for a period of time. I already wish I had another 2 slots for my gadgets unlocked, so I could take advantage of all these things, even though we don't have the energy to power them all. Not at the same time, at least. I don't see anything that looks like a secret here, but I'm going to need to remember there's a pit, because otherwise I'm going to fall into it. Now that's interesting. Okay, let's just push it forward. Right, there's a pit over in that other room, so now we need to navigate past this again. Oh. You have to wait for they're no longer present sound. Now I could push that here and then pull it down. To push it slowly in this direction. Why would I want to do that, I wonder? Or can I? Oh, I cannot do that. I cannot pull this crate. I was thinking maybe I could put it over this pit. But there is no reason to do so. Okay. Actually, Tim, you want to keep pushing it this way. Oh, I see. I can't push it forward because of the small metal beam in the way. I don't think that was the case in the first game. I think you could push these over any such obstacle. Well, this does mean I need to push it up here. I can't move it in, and now I need to... You can only push it, Tim. You can't pull it. We're kind of forced to do this. Oh, and that is, however, what I wanted to do. This pit didn't lead to anything. I see no secret on that wall. I don't like seeing the little hole that the rats can come out of. Oh, wow, yes, Tim, this is just great. And you're bleeding. Well, they have some sort of power attack if they want to use it. Well, I walked right into the worst position immediately and got hit by all of them immediately, but the only thing that helped me was the fact that I used my basic discharger, so we didn't take too much damage, thank goodness. I'm not doing well at all, however, when it comes to the encounters this time around. Every ambush, I am dealing with every single ambush in the worst possible way imaginable. We have, however, almost leveled. Oh, I can't shut this door from this side. And I cannot reach out and touch that button. Work strengthens the body, overtime refines character. There was a secret. Into a very creepy looking section. Wow. And there's a hidden container back there. A toughness fuse. +1 toughness. I believe this increases our integrity. We have an energy cell. And we have a basic drainer. This is something I need to equip. If this worked the same way it did in the original game, then this will let me use it to draw life from the enemy and give it to me. Let's read about it. Drains integrity from an enemy in front of you, dealing indirect physical damage and restoring your own integrity. So it deals 20 physical damage, restores 15% of your max integrity. A maximum of 90 can be restored in this way. And +1 toughness. And that did increase my life, I think, a little. Let's see. Toughness. Oh, it also increases our evasion. How about that? Now, we know there is another secret button here. Oh, I see. It's not a secret button. That used to control that door, but someone barricaded this room. Cold as ice. Another message. Short arc harness. Has a chance to zap melee attackers. Has a 35% chance to apply a shock effect that lasts for 5 seconds, dealing a little bit of damage and reducing their total damage by 50%. Gives us 2 tech, 1 energy regen, and we lose a little bit of max integrity. But I think I like this. We'll lose some combat, but we'll use this instead of our recruit mantle. Tailor-made for my good friend Ronald. Henry Runcroft. Actually, let's take this way I don't get confused and think there's something else in this room. Now, there could be another secret in this room, so I'm going to check with you guys really fast. I always like when I find a secret with you on screen, by the way. I never like doing it off screen if I really can avoid it. However, on that same note, I feel guilty making you guys watch me look for secrets, because I know that takes a while, and I know you guys probably don't care. And I don't see anything that looks like another secret to me inside this secret. Six ammo, and we have a heavy shield here. Passively grants a chance to block incoming direct attacks, reducing their damage and returning a portion of their damage back to melee attackers, as opposed to just reducing damage. Why would I not want to equip this? This is better in most ways. I think, if I recall correctly, we can't equip it until we have a certain blocking threshold. Yeah, we need shield braces to wear advanced shields. And we're not working our way down that path quite yet, right? I think that's the 3rd rank for blocking. Where is that? Yeah, shield braces. Okay. So that would let us use these advanced shields. I do kind of want to use them since we're going down the shield route, but it will be a while before we're able to do so. Another key, lots of notes. So I'm going to put the mine layer away. And the brick, I really don't... Well, we'll hold on to the brick. Alright, no other secrets found. He's a bit like the shock spider. Because you want to make sure you're not around when he does his AoE. We're going to level up right after him, but so although I should probably not use my drainer, I want to get used to using it. Interesting that it lasts, it adds that effect to it as well now. You can't see very well if it gets stomped on. We gained a level, we gained a new lore entry, and we gained a crude warhammer. It's a two-handed weapon. We have another circuit point, and I think we will take our fusion conversion up a rank. We gain more tech, and we gain more energy regen. It could be cool to use two-handed weapons instead of shields and normal hammers. I guess technically, since I haven't put anything into shields yet, that does give you the option to do so. So it takes almost twice as long to recharge after using the hammer. Does not quite do double damage. Still, even this little bit of increased damage would be helpful given the plus 30% we have with blunt weapons. But I think we will currently not use a two-handed weapon, since we're increasing our fumium recharge rate. We'll stick to using our basic drainer in combat once I take any damage to help me do extra damage to the enemy. I guess we can do this actually at the moment. And he took an elevator up to see us. We can take the elevator down, apparently, if I want to. But this key's probably used for that door. Is it a rusty key? It is. Alright, let's... Oh, actually, I can't even press the button. One way only. I remember he was a mini-boss for the first Vaporum, the very first time you encountered him. You had to fight him in a very difficult room. Oh, we just got an autosave. You know what that means. Difficult fight coming up. These look like they open toxic spiders. Toxins. So these spiders will release a toxin and an AoE around them, similar to the shock spider or that guardian we just killed. The toxins remain on the ground for a little bit. I don't think they'll last too long from one of these spiders, but they'll last longer when we fight the corrosive insects instead. When you're standing in this corrosive bile that they leave on the ground, you will suffer a little bit of damage over time, but your healing, all healing abilities, are only half as effective as they are normally. So keep that in mind when dealing with them. That chest is interesting. That makes me think there's some way to open it. We're going to check really quick for anything super obvious. And I don't see anything. Gun turret, hello. Oh, Tim, careful. On one hand, by making good use of the drainer, we will not be taking advantage of the damage increase from our assault suit. On the other hand, I'll live. I tend to view the assault suit's increased damage bonus as a panic bonus. If you're doing very poorly, and you're taking lots of hits because you're in a corner, you'll be glad to have that increased damage because that will allow you to kill what's cornering you faster as you begin taking all that accumulated damage. 32 Fumium from him. We're almost at half another level up already. My goodness, this is going by fast. Sometimes you have to do waves of enemies. It wouldn't surprise me if we had to do something similar again. Before we take that, let's look around. We found 3 of the 4 secrets so far on this floor. Night shift, another note. 4 more bullets. Critical damage modifier upgrade. Plus 5% increase to it. I like all the new drugs. I wonder if there's a penalty for using all these drugs on yourself. Similar to in Geneforge. The more upgrades you took, the less human you were. I wonder if the more of these we have, like I wonder if there's a second ending to the game, and the more I use or utilize the Fumium, the less human we'll be at the end of all this. I see the pit, so we don't want to step into that. Interesting. And it didn't shut the door. So that's promising. I don't recall ever having to move a creature over a pressure plate in the first Vaporum. That's been around since the second Eye of the Beholder, if I recall correctly. Let's swap back to this. Good critical hit, Elia. Or Ellie, I suppose I should say. Two of them, actually. I looked up briefly what the increased difficulties do, and I think they just increase the damage the enemies do, and they have more hit points. I think normal's been pretty good so far, so even though we haven't died from combat yet, I don't think I'm going to be increasing the difficulty of the game, everyone. I find this to be a good level so far. Another note, and we got a gold key. I suppose we'll leave the wrench behind now. You know what? I'm just going to leave the brick. Maybe there's something that uses the brick, Tim. You really should hold on to that. I'm never going to use the projector. We should ditch that, though. Oh, hello. Sunless, another note. And a repair power upgrade. When consumed, permanently increases your repair power. Yeah, it sounds like we're doing something with the fumium intake for our rig. Oh, wow. Okay. I wonder if this tells me how many things are correct. There was a board game I used to play a long time ago with, wow, I was in grammar school, I think, right? Maybe it was high school. It was like Raceland's game or something like that. You had so many chances to guess correctly which color was in which row for certain gems before it reached an end of this track. It was a fun little puzzle game. It strikes me as being somewhat similar to it. One, 2 clicks. Still 2 clicks. I think that means I have 2 things wrong? If I take these off. Okay, it doesn't matter. So there must be some hint as to when you have one of these correct. Or not. Oh, man. Maybe the note we have will help then. Let's go ahead and read it. Sunless. The dark side of the tower is quite a depressing place to work in. You basically don't get to see any direct sunlight all day long. No beautiful sunrises in the morning with the burning horizon or anything. Just heavy machinery all over the place. Up here in Hydropanics, they at least have these plants and trees and stuff. The dark side of the tower is quite a place to work in. You don't get to see any direct sunlight at all during the long day. No beautiful sunrises in the morning, no burning horizon or anything, just heavy machinery all over the place. Up there in Hydropanics, they at least have plants and trees and stuff. Clever. Too clever for me. A vault key opens a Supreme Bureau vault. Roncroft's Bulwark, a light shield, restores integrity on successful blocks. Has 10%, has plus 10 max integrity. Reduces incoming damage more as well by 4 more points. We definitely want that shield. And Boomstick. Shotgun. I approve of the name. I'm a Bruce Campbell fan, or was ages ago, back for Armies of Darkness. That's a very nice nod to it, but I am not using shotguns, so we will not take that weapon. Alright. Well, now we have 3 extra keys. That was the last secret as well, so we no longer need to scan walls looking for them. Okay, so let's just continue. So we only found a key. That was the only thing. Oh! I didn't actually mean to open that. I didn't realize clicking on it would do so. I thought I actually had to click on the key in my inventory. Well, we've used the key now. We might as well see what's beyond this door. A personal elevator key to Hydropanics, so we need to go this way after all. And another audio recording.
Despite the medals and promotions I received in the island wars against the rebels, and my leadership skills and the loyalty to the Supreme Bureau that they prized so much, I still think my wife Laura is the real reason they chose us to take charge of the Arx. She has always been exceptional, one of the very youngest to graduate from physics and chemistry at the Supreme Bureau University, and later a huge asset at Ernest Gwillem's laboratory, the crown jewel of the scientific community. On top of that, she was the one who spent countless nights analyzing the records of the Cat Canut project, the infamous predecessor to the Arx Vaporum. To prevent another costly failure, they wanted to instate a strict, almost militaristic discipline in their next big project. I quickly learned that what works during war doesn't necessarily work as well in a peaceful environment crucial for scientific work. To let people realize their full potential, to get the most out of them, you have to give them agency and freedom to experiment, to take risks, rather than commanding them like pieces on a board. Only time will tell if I am right.
Is it just me, or did that sound kind of robotic compared to what Mr. Riker sounded like in the first game on his audio recordings? It's almost as if he wasn't really speaking, but instead some sort of clone of him was doing so. So we were told we can go here for the tower map. Oh, this is interesting. I guess we're going back and forth between these different facilities. And it looks like the submarine itself will be able to go to different locations as well. And I can view each individual map. Interesting. Then I wonder if at some point we aren't back here in the testing area. There are some areas we haven't fully explored, though I think it was just for thematic reasons. I don't think we'll be back in this area, for example. And I can't look at anything I haven't been to, obviously. Okay, well, let's... I suppose we have a vault key. We might as well go ahead and use it. If I recall correctly, in the original Vaporum game, you had just enough keys to open all the special Fumium doors to get the loot that was within them. Unlike Legend of Grimrock, where it kept... I'm sorry, you had to choose which golden locks to open. Well, that's for Legend of Grimrock 2. Because you didn't have enough keys to open every single one of them. Carver. A unique one-handed sword. We're not going to take that. A circuit upgrade. This was totally worth it. That's basically leveling up. And we get a tech fuse for +1 more tech. Okay. So, where do I want this? We can't increase this yet. We need... I think we need to be level 5 to take our Fumium up. We could take blunt weapons up again to continue to focus on that until we can get joint discharge. Or we could put this into blocking to begin giving us extra shield block chance. You know, I'm going to do that. Although doing so will commit me to using maces and shields. That was what I intended to do at the start. So let's go ahead and lock that in. Okay, all done with that. So now we have a 36% chance to block. Should be maybe under defense. Yep, 36% chance. So, well, let's see what this is now. This looks like... Is this one of those we have to step on each of the plates? Did we get a note in that room? It makes me think that we can jump down there, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe if we put an item on every one of these? Oh, that's interesting. Two of these blocks are slightly different than the rest. Maybe only those have to have something put on them. Like, do you see this block? It's glowing the same way as that one's glowing. And there's wood on top of it, like it's a fake button. No. Okay. Well, then maybe it's only those two that have to have it on, have to have the thing put on them. Oh, sorry, not on them. Still no. Maybe we can just walk into this? Okay, that's a no. Can I... is there maybe something on the other side? No. Okay. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this, but I don't know what it is. And that's still red. So, okay, we'll try one more thing, everyone, but then I'll go off screen for a little bit and see if I can figure it out. Unless we didn't get a note from this, correct? We just got, there was only upgrades. There was no note hinting as to what we might have to do here. I wonder if the light... No. Is it like a tic-tac-toe thing? Okay. Does that mean now I can jump down there? That would be a no. But we did something correctly here. Although I don't know what that means for us. Is it any 3? Or does it have to be a specific 3 and I just got really super lucky? Has to be a very specific 3. Well, I don't know what this does for us, everyone, but on the off chance it's a multi-level thing, I'm just gonna leave it here. We can come back later. Maybe like as we go to other vault rooms, because there's probably more vaults, we'll be able to do similar things in them. And when we do all the tic-tac-toes correctly, that will let us get like a super secret or something. Okay, so we're kind of done then. We have the personal elevator key to Hydropanics and the Fumium key, both of which are used back in the main elevator. So that's right up ahead. Hold on a second, Tim. Did this really lead you to the place you thought? It did. It's right over here, though. Special experiment compound, which requires a Fumium key, or do we go to Hydroponics next? Let's use the Fumium key. Warning! This is a special level containing highly challenging puzzles and hazards. As such, this floor is completely optional. You won't miss anything crucial for proceeding in the game. Special experiments compound. Well, it can't hurt to see what exactly this consists of and how difficult it is. But we need another Fumium key to make progress there. So just by coming up here, we get another Fumium capacitor, we get another energy cell, a repair kit, and we gain basic decoy beacon. So this would produce something that looks like us in front of us, and enemies might attack it instead of us until we attack them, at which point then it will attack us instead. We will take it, although I don't intend on using it, but it might be required to beat some of the puzzles in this area. Although, to be fair, it looks like I'm not doing any puzzles here until I get another Fumium key. Okay, so the first Fumium key was the take it to come up here to see the Fumium room, be told there's nothing up here that you need to do, and then you can come back if you get more Fumium keys. Oh, hold on. Maybe we can do something right now, though. Well, I mean, we did something right then, but it looked like that didn't do anything that I needed it to do. We threw that into the teleporter, and what happened to it? It didn't go anywhere that I can see. So the only other thing I can think of is that if there is a way forward, then there's a secret here that I don't see offhand. This is suspicious, though. That makes me think like we do need to do something there. Let me see if I shoot into that, what happens. Oh. I should not have done that, though. It does not teleport the energy shots. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. That is so suspicious that you can throw something over there. But it doesn't do anything if I do. Nothing else gets opened up.
I need a key.
There's no... Oh, there isn't. Yeah, I don't see it popping out of any of the other teleporters. All right, so we're done until we find another Fumium key, or until it becomes obvious that there is no other Fumium key, and I am supposed to be. And if I do want to explore this room, there's some way to make progress in it. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, though. So let's move on. So we have the hydroponics key. We'll use that now. I hear what sounds like insects making sounds around here somewhere. Six bullets and another note. Titled Earthquake. How many secrets are on this floor? 5. About another 18 minutes and then we'll start reading lore and call it a session. That's where we came from, Tim. That way's shut at the moment. I don't like the look of that floor tile very much. It doesn't react to a single bullet being placed on it. Shock drone. if these hit you, so first off, they're faster than your standard drone. And if they hit you, they do apply the shock effect, if I recall correctly.
Safety barrier. Just great. I could ask a welder drone to cut through it. I'm pretty sure it would comply. I'll have to look for a tool or something.
Oh, interesting. Red doors, so we need some way to get through that. We don't have it at the moment. To air conditioning facility. Lost hours and 6 more bullets. Be tricky, Tim, to do this one. Oh, yep, mistimed that, or misjudged when I should move back. I forgot. I don't have time to move back after moving up to avoid that stomp. The enemies will get more and more hit points as we continue to go down, by the way. And I think they do more damage as well. This is a big boy. Almost leveled again. My goodness. Really fast. I like it. Let's see what he was guarding.
Ew. No way I'm getting through this alive. I need to get rid of the gas.
That means going through the air conditioning area, but we don't have access to that quite yet.
My first assignment's to assist some graybeard in researching potential uses of fumium in casting, alloying, and sintering. From what I've heard so far,
I need a key.
my degree in physical metallurgy will be mostly useless, as the magical substance has some pretty unorthodox interactions with metal. Let's see if it's the wonder everyone's making it out to be. I'd rather think we're dealing with a classical case of wishful thinking here. We're spending unholy amounts of resources on this whole shebang just to tinker with this thing, so it better perform the way we want. Especially considering the average IQ of these, scientists. On the other hand, the exo-rig technology's pretty damn cool. I got to try one out today, and geez, it's just badass. Gives you so much power, and all the gadgets you can plug in and make stuff happen in a flash. To be honest, I'd rather be working with these babies than getting bored to death with that old fart of a metallurgist.
Interesting. Very interesting. Knew I said I wasn't really going to be using ranged weapons, and I don't really normally wouldn't intend to. But I don't think I'll have time to get away from it if it spits at me close range. Fire insects did not exist in the previous game. It obviously seems like it's immune to fire. They give you enough hallways to make you really appreciate its threat range. Like they give you enough space that if you decide to take the hallway approach to kiting it, you'll be able to do so. But you better be able to pay attention to where the dead ends are and where the poison mist is and everything else of that sort. All right, we leveled again, everyone, and we cannot yet take the Fumium conversion up another rank. So, do we want to do more damage, or do we want to increase block chance? I think we need more damage. So let's pick another point into blunt weapons. And we have 9 more minutes to keep adventuring. Let's do so. Right, blocking's not going to do much against fireballs. It's only physical damage that we get to block, and only close range physical damage. I don't think, right, our shield doesn't block. On direct hit by enemy. I don't know quite what that means. I'm assuming that means, though, only close range physical attacks. I can search for secrets off screen as well. Alright, forget it. We're not doing that. We'll lead this thing on a merry chase, just like we did the last one. I am very surprised at how forgiving the game is being compared to the first one. Another note of some sort. This one says Shane. And another repair kit. We have 17 of them. they're being very forgiving with the repair kits as well in this game. I know the first one was nothing like this. I've seen some people, some Steam reviews complaining about the difficulty of this game, which is why I was, not hesitant's the wrong word, but why I was giving you guys a warning as to the difficulty of it early on. Apparently, though, I'm better than I remember it being, which I doubt is the case. Or it's just they've made it easier for people. Maybe the first one wasn't as approachable as they had originally thought. We got 6 minutes. That's enough time to explore another room. I like all the wiring being left around. Oh, pit. I had just been thinking, like, isn't there a pit around here? The answer was yes. Yes, there was. Let's do that again, Tim. You're getting lucky that it's missing so often. I was about to, again, jump down there. It had moved up, so I'm glad it decided not to. I'm being a little more free with my gadgets, thanks to the increased fumium intake we now have going for us. I thought I saw a button. I love the sound of the insects screeching in the background somewhere. That's a very nice touch. Who was sleeping in here, I wonder? I just saw the mattress right now. Uh-oh. That's not good. The game's gonna save for some reason. Basic Zapper. Zaps an enemy in front of you, dealing direct elemental damage and applying a shock effect. So this does more damage than I think than our AoE does. Yep, but obviously it's not an AoE. I think we'll take it. Let's do Basic Zapper and Basic Drainer. And we have 2 more notes. The Burning Effect, which we already know about. And the Super Roach, which we don't know about. And I think this is a good spot to stop, everyone. So we'll go ahead and read some lore here. We'll read all the notes we picked up, and then we'll call it a session. So if you don't care about that stuff, thank you for watching what you did, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get some lore reading in. We have a ton of messages to read this time around. So the burning effect, we've already read about it. If I didn't mention it, enemies that cause burning are immune to burning. Super Roach. The Super Roach behaves much like the Fire Roach, but there's one little caveat. It's resistant to all weapon and gadget damage. In short, it can't be killed. The only way to survive the beast is to outwit it, outrun it, or lock it up somewhere in a place it can never escape from. Resistant to all kinds of damage. Super Roaches are the latest evolution of roaches in the Arx Vaporum. They inherit the best traits found in all the other types, making them virtually invincible and extremely dangerous. I guess you can push them into pits, though that wouldn't kill them. It would at least get rid of them from an area. I also probably need to drop some of this crap I'm carrying that I'm not going to use. We'll drop those off here. Earthquake. About an hour ago, some kind of earthquake shook the whole tower. I thought the structure would collapse in on itself. My body was shaking like crazy. Some parts of the hydroponics got contaminated by gas again. I'm sending a few guys up to check the air pump filters. It's not safe to move around until the gas is taken care of. I will continue in my attempts to contact other departments in the tower. Somebody must know what's going on. Rita Catley, Hydroponics Supervisor. Lost hours. Today, during typing in about 100th research report, I turned on the recording Liam gave me. I was a little disappointed. There was nothing but a hum coming from the phonograph. It kind of resembled the murmur of the sea, wave after wave crashing into the coast. I lost interest and focused on the reports, but I had this feeling building inside of me. I don't know how to put it into words. Never experienced anything like it. Now, was it the sound, the recording, or was my mind simply too tired? A few minutes later, the phonograph stopped and the sound was gone, as was the feeling. But then I realized several hours had passed. No idea how that's possible. I must have dozed off or something. I think I'll take the recording with me to my room and play it once more before going to bed. Maybe there was something to it after all. Diana Winters, Chief Engineer, Audio Analysis Team. Fumium speaks to people in this way, if I recall correctly. Jane Shane. Jane Shane from Substance Research came to pick up some provisions again. She took some fruits, dried figs, things like that, all excited about this brand new research they just started. I really don't like this woman. I bet I'll learn someday that they're feeding the food to mutated roaches or something. That's exactly what they're doing here in the Arx. Anything is possible. Grenadine Knight, Catering Supervisor. Yep, that is exactly what was going on, according to a note in the first game. That's too funny. Liam is crazy. I think Liam just lost it, or he's overworked as hell. Yesterday he handed me some recordings of the Fumium core, kept babbling about how it's the most important discovery of the century, how it's going to change the way we perceive the world, the true knowledge of the very fabric of reality, that sort of thing. He said I was too blind and deaf to know the truth, but he knows it all, thanks to the song the Fumium core sings to him. So, apparently, the molten rock can even sing now. He spends all his time doing non-essential crap, while the wavelength research is stagnating, and I need his expertise to push through it. I promised to give ear to the recordings if he returned to work immediately. So much wasted time. And for what? That was an earlier message from Diana Walters. We're now reading the notes that were left down below on the construction bay floor. Harriman screwed up. I thought Harriman was a professional, that he'd have seasoned guys pilot the subs. But no, he wants all the fun for himself. Of course, at the first humanly possible opportunity, he hit a rock and wrecked the hull. What a douche. How can anyone manage to screw up so much? You should stick to the pencils. Even Reich's little daughter, Sophie, who flails around sometimes, could steer the sub better. How does the Supreme Bureau manage to produce such brilliant commanding officers? Arthur Diggins, Chief Engineer, Construction Division. Lifetime opportunity. Come, Geraldine, work for us. Follow the appeal of the Supreme Bureau, they said. Arx Vaporum is the opportunity of a lifetime. When you do not reject, what could go wrong? They sent you to a place where a wild merman could kidnap you somewhere in the middle of an endless ocean. Your specialization in catering will be useful here in the Arx. All the big science brains need to be fed. Boy, oh boy. If only you'd known what you'd been crawling into. But you let them convince you, and now you're stuck here. Geraldine Knight, Catering Supervisor. I like her. Cold as ice. I couldn't believe my own eyes. Drones and creepy spiders tearing apart anybody they could get their arms on. We scattered like cockroaches. I think most of the crew hid in the shafts, but that's where the evil machines were crawling around the most. I ran here to get my precious armor, a gift from Roncraft. Yet, before I could get out, 2 of the damn flying bastards cut me off. One scratched me pretty deep, but the armor zapped them good. Smoking piles of scrap that they are now. I can hear more of them patrolling around, poking at every nook, cranny, and door. The barricade should hold them off for now. The whole place is riddled with vents and manholes. Maybe if I just keep quiet. Still, even if they don't find their way in here, I don't think I could hold out for much longer. It's strange to look at your own blood, cold as ice, trickling down your body, sapping your life away with it. Ron Harrow, Testing Facility Operator. Looks like Ron didn't make it in the end. Night shift. Now guess what? I want a night shift, hauling crates with that Fumium filth from the hydroponics to the submarine docks, then to the labs, and then all the way back, all night long. Don't know about you, but I wouldn't put that Shane berry pulp anywhere near my mouth. And they use it to make food rations for submarine pilots. Yuck. Leaves you wondering, what is it that we actually eat there in the canteen? Anyway, I left a little note with a combination for you. You know where to look, don't you? Adam Cray, warehouseman. Alright everyone, well that will do it for us. You know what, we're not going to use the double-handed hammer now. Thank you for watching. Actually, no, we're not done yet. We should read some lore. Let's go ahead and do that. So that would be here. Notes. And we want to read about the living creatures that we haven't read about yet. So, actually not notes. Stats? Wait, is it notes? Yes, it's the... Oh, this is the Arxpedia. Okay, gotcha. So I guess we'll read everything. No, it says Arxpedia accessed by the main menu. Okay. Anyway, we read about most of the mechanical creatures. So let's read about the living things we've come across so far. Rat. The rat is flexible, relentless, and quick to bite anything it sees as prey, dealing minor physical damage. A single individual may not pose any serious threat, but they tend to hang out in larger packs. Area damage is usually the best weapon against this pest. Resistant to acid. These giant rats are the result of an experiment that went wrong after several attempts to cultivate an intelligent line of laboratory rats. You guys should watch The Secret of Nim. Feral rat. The feral rat is as nimble as its smaller counterpart, the rat, but packs a lot more punch, and its powerful bite can cause heavy bleeding and poisoning at the same time. Avoid getting surrounded and getting bitten by the powerful attack. Although the feral rat is much stronger, area damage is still the most effective weapon against it. Resistant to acid. A strain of more robust and aggressive rats that has quickly evolved since the failed experiment on ordinary rats. Let's see, how about the Heavy Guardian? The Heavy Guardian bashes the enemies into the ground with his giant warhammer, dealing brutal physical damage. It can also stomp the ground around him, dealing medium physical damage and shaking up those caught in the quake. The heavy plating and his natural resilience make him a stout enemy to fight. Avoid getting stomped, dance around and poke at this giant whenever possible. Range weaponry also works great, thanks to his clumsiness. Heavy Guardians are the elite among the Supreme Bureau's peacekeepers. Arx Guardians have been remade into mindless enforcers. The Roachling? The Roachling is an agile creature, using its mandibles to attack at melee range for medium physical damage. If you try to keep your distance, it will jump close to you. It will jump to close the gap and slice your skin, dealing solid physical damage. Both its attacks have a chance to cause bleeding. Watch out for the jump attack and the strafe jumps to the sides. When bleeding, try not to move if possible. Roaches were discovered in the Arx Vaporum in shipments of fruit. Instead of eradication, they were used in thulium-based experiments, which resulted in their growth to the size of a large dog and quite aggressive demeanor. And the Fire Roach. The Fire Roach spits out blazing balls, leaving a trail of fire in their trajectory. The fireballs deal medium elemental damage on impact and burn the victim, causing more elemental damage over time. Again, constant movement is the key to surviving the inferno these roaches can inflict within seconds. Resistant to fire. I think it basically means immune to fire. A rare offshot of roaches in the Arx development, a fiery spitting mechanism, probably a result of heavy gene tinkering. And that will do it, everyone. That's everything I can think of at the moment. So thank you guys for watching. When we come back, we will explore more of the hydroponics deck. I will see you guys then. Take care, everyone.